Hello, this is Reverend George Effiam, President of the Joint Ethnic African Baptist Churches of Texas, JEABCOT. The COVID-19 pandemic has taken more than 2.6 million lives worldwide and more than 543,000 in the United States alone. Besides the loss of lives, the loss of jobs and livelihoods has been unquantifiable. Now, in the midst of these catastrophic losses, a number of vaccines have been developed and deployed, bringing hope to countless millions around the world. But there is a problem. A great deal of information is making the rounds on social media and confusing people about the scientific and spiritual issues surrounding the vaccine, leaving many of us with the question, what is the truth? The Joint Ethnic African Baptist Churches of Texas, JEABCOT, devoted its 2021 Leadership Summit to these issues and has produced this video to shed light on them. Please watch as Dr. Elizabeth Falola, a medical doctor in one of the largest hospital systems in Dallas, Texas, with direct responsibility for treating people with COVID-19, spoke on the scientific aspects of the vaccine.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. My name is Elizabeth Falola, MD. I work for Parkland Health and Hospital System in Dallas, and I work in the employee physician's office. My office takes care of all the employees at Parkland, nurses, doctors, students, everybody at Parkland. And so I have personally been involved in treating a lot of patients with COVID-19. That is as far as I have done. I have not been involved in research or vaccine development. So most of the facts that I'm going to present this morning is a public record. You can go online and Google a lot of stuff. And some of it are things I've received from lectures and things like that. So I want us to have an open mind, and at the same time, you can also go and do some research yourself and be careful. There's a lot of stuff out there. So there are some things that I want to talk about the virus before I go to the vaccine. So the title of my talk today is The Virus, the Vaccine, and the Voices. The virus, of course, is called SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19. And according to some of the research I did, these viruses belong to the family called coronaviruses. They are called coronaviruses because when you look at them under the electron microscope, they look like the halo around the sun. And that halo around the sun is called corona. And then the Spanish language people, they call the crown corona. I want to make you laugh a little bit. So I had a patient whose last name was Corona, and she was a Spanish-speaking person. So I said, what? You Corona? And she said, oh no, I'm not Corona. I'm not the bad Corona. I'm Corona Crown. You know, it was so funny. We started laughing. Anyway, that's by the way. So they belong to the family of coronaviruses. And if you went into microbiology, it's a long name. You have family, you have all kinds of stuff. But we just stop with the fact that they are coronaviruses. And they've been in this world for more than 52 million years. That is, they are part of God's creation, just like other stuff, bacteria, viruses, anything. Where the problem is when they cross their boundaries and come into the human body where they are not supposed to be. And I want to tell all of us that every human being from head to toe, you are a host to a bunch of bacteria, viruses, fungal, a lot of stuff that if our eyes are open to know what we carry around, it will be a problem. So I just want to ease our minds. This thing is deadly, is bad. Over 92% of people that get this virus don't even know they have them. And a lot of them recover. Let me tell you, a bunch of people in JEABCOT may have had it, exposed to it, but God delivered all of us. So please let your anxiety go down. But at the same time, I will tell us why there is need for us to be careful. So we know that Corona has the right to be in this world because they've been here for a long time. But recently, they've been causing a lot of havoc. And most people believe that this coronavirus that caused the recent problem, they've caused problem before. Several years ago, like 2003, there was the MERS, that was Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. This didn't come here, it just stopped in Saudi Arabia, and a lot of people that went for the Hajj that they go to in Saudi Arabia caught it. And then they have the SARS. We all heard about the SARS. When people in the Southeast Asian, we see them on TV, all of them with masks on and all of that. That stopped there. But it was essentially the same virus that it looked like it found a way to get more persistent in the human system and cause problem because they keep changing. And the ones that actually affected human beings, they come from bats. The two major hosts are the bats and the birds. But the ones for the birds have never come to human. The ones from the bats have. And they thought that the one that caused this problem went from bat to another animal, and then maybe, bush meat is delicious. So that's one of the theories. And from there, it spread to the human system. So we all know now that coronavirus and the disease it causes is not a hoax. I hope there's no one in this platform that still thinks it's a hoax. It's not. I pray that we may never experience it in a personal way. And we have to be very careful. I have people who are nurses who say that some people who so believe that it's a hoax, they are dying and they are still saying it's a hoax. They don't believe they are dying of coronavirus. So let's guide our mind in what we believe. I want to talk about how we prevent this virus from coming to us. A lot of us know we can recite them. Social distancing, at least 6 foot from the next person to you. Using a face mask, that has become a political symbol. We have to be careful. Face masks does help. And recently, the virus has changed again. And they are saying the one from South Africa is the king of them. Anything from Africa has to be different. But, so if you have masks, please put it on. If you can double your mask, go ahead and do it. Washing of hands, sanitizing, please do that. It's very easy. Some of us are learning how hard it is to take orders or instruction from other people. That's why we have to be very patient with our children. We say it once, we want them to jump. And now we are in the receiving end, and adult human beings don't understand. They can't even follow a simple instruction. So we wash our hands, we stay away from crowds, and stay home as much as possible. And if you have to cough and sneeze, do it into your elbow. And then wipe down a lot of surfaces where people touch all the time. What are some of the symptoms? The most common ones usually starts with fever, cough, muscle ache, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of taste and loss of smell, headache, and so on and so forth. So what are the home remedies you can use? Because most of it does not end up in the hospital. If you think you're coming down with symptoms, use fever reducer like Tylenol, Advil, Aleve, cough medicine over the counter, rest, drink lots of fluids, zinc lozenges or zinc supplement, get it. You know, we just take it every day, you know, regardless. Vitamin C, take it. Vitamin D, take it, especially the vitamin D, because they found out that the patients that are in hospital, one of the problems that is common to most of them is low vitamin D. And they are thinking it has something to do with it. So take vitamin D supplement every day, whether you have it or not. Lemon, a lot of lemon, ginger. Some of these things have a way of boosting your immunity. And that's when I come to the vaccine, you will know why that is important. That boosts your immunity. So, and for hospital treatment, it's a lot of stuff, but thank God that different from the initial time where we had nothing, no vaccine, no medicine, nothing. Nobody knows anything about this new virus. Now they have some medicine that is helping in-house, in hospital. I'm praying that God will spare all of us from going to that point, that even if we get it, the Lord will deliver us from it in Jesus' name. And so the next one is the vaccine. So we've talked about the virus, and by no means have I exhausted everything about the virus. I just wanted to touch a little bit of stuff. If you need to read more, just Google COVID-19 virus and read, because sometimes knowledge is power. And so there are 4 different vaccines out there in the world, but we have 2 in the US that are functional now. And it's not mandatory that we all get it. But what it is the more people get it, the more the population that get it are able to protect those that don't have it. It's called herd immunity. So when a certain number in a big population have immunity, it kind of stops the activity of the virus. How do this vaccine work? You know, I talked about ginger, zinc, and lemon, vitamin C, and vitamin D. How do they work? They work the same way, but in a stronger way. Okay, the vaccines that we all took before we came here, we have to take yellow fever, we have to take smallpox, we have to take cholera. How do you think they work? Why did you take those? And now it came to COVID, you don't want it. I'll tell you the reason. You know, there's a lot of problems about messaging and a lot of noise in the internet. That's why I say virus, vaccine, voices, a lot of voices. Everybody has become an expert. So this vaccine, the way they work, the two that we have now that have been approved is help our body to get up to fight when we get exposed to COVID-19. Because our body naturally doesn't get up to fight anything that it doesn't recognize. So what do this vaccine do? Like the Pfizer and the Moderna, the ones that are out there now, what they contain is a message. You know, in us, we have different messages. Our bodies have a way of sending itself messages to do certain things. How did you get up this morning? Your muscle sent a message to your brain and told your brain, you're ready to get up. And then the brain sends message to the nerves, and the nerve tell the muscle, come on, move. And the muscle move, and then you get up, and it said, walk, and then you keep walking. You see, these messages are so fast that we don't think about it. We just thought we're supposed to get up and do stuff. But it's more elaborate than what we're thinking. But the way it's done, that's why we are wonderfully made, you know? All these messages are so instantaneous that we go about our duties without thinking about it. So on a molecular level, on the cellular level, that means the smallest part of you, there's a message in the vaccine. That's what that is. So instead of we waiting to be exposed to COVID first for our body to send messages, so the message is in the vaccine. When the vaccine is given, the message goes to the cell and tells your body, it said, make something that looks like something in corona. It's not the whole corona. It said, make some chemical that looks like it's corona. So this vaccine has no virus in it at all. It doesn't have coronavirus. I'm still going to touch on some because some other vaccines do. This vaccine does not have coronavirus in it. It just has a message that tells your body, make something that looks like corona. So your cell makes a chemical that looks like it's coming from corona. And your body says, oh no, not here. So your body comes up and gobble it up. Once it gobble up that chemical, it's called a protein, your body stays alert and said, anytime this thing comes, I'm going to make sure it doesn't have space in this place. So that message, that ability to say no way for corona to take hold in this body, that is immunity. So your body is set on the alert. They are waiting and say, anytime this virus comes, we're going to finish it. So, and these two vaccines that are out there now, they are able to protect your body for like 2 years. That's what they say, you know. So everybody that's taking the vaccine, you're protected for 2 years. Does it mean that if you get exposed to coronavirus, it won't come in? It will, but it will not take hold because your body won't let it. Your body will neutralize it. You know, it's your body, you know, I'm trying to stay strictly scientific so I won't dabble into spiritual stuff. Anyway, your body now has strength to fight it. And let me tell you, a lot of people have problems. They said this vaccine came to the market too quick. The problem is this vaccine, they've had the technology for years. but there was no market for it. Nobody wanted to invest in the problem they've never seen. So the people that developed it just put it on the shelf because they don't have the money to develop it. But this time, the problem was so big that the American government, you know how many billions they poured into this? I don't have the right figure, but it was billions of money. And from the people that developed it, they were working day and night. So that the thing that would have taken several years because of no money or money ran out, or they don't want people to work overtime. This time people worked overtime and did a lot of things. The Pfizer vaccine, there were 43,000 people that they used for the research. The Moderna vaccine, they used about 30,000 people. But do you know all the other vaccine that you've gotten in the past, like the yellow fever and all, do you know how many people they used for research? 20,000, 20 to 30,000. So these vaccines, even though it was developed quick, because all the resources were there, they still went above and beyond to make sure that it doesn't cause more harm than good. I think I'm going to hurry up now so that I won't spend all the time on this. So, and these vaccines, they don't have any severe side effect. I know there is some YouTube stuff going around. They say people died because of vaccine. Some of these things are not proven. And you know the way the society is. You don't know what to believe nowadays. Some people are living in a different universe than the rest of us. Some of the common side effects are fatigue, headache, chills, muscle pain, joint pain, and last for 1 or 2 days. I've got my 2 vaccines. The only thing I had was soreness of my arm. That's it. After 3 days, it was gone. Why should you get this vaccine? Get it because most people have mild illness, thank God. But those who have severe illness, it's really bad. I'm telling you.
Only 44 people are on right now.
I've had people who showed up in my clinic and they said, "What are you here for?" I said, "Diabetes." I said, "But you're coughing." He said, "Oh, no, allergies." I said, "Oh, no." Because the rule now is allergy, cough, sneezing, anything. Usually, if they say cough, they don't let them come in. But a lot of people won't say cough because either they don't know or they just think it's allergies and they didn't need to say that. But I observe them and I say, and unfortunately, one of those people that said that to me, and I sent him, I said, "Oh, no, we have to check this for diabetes and high blood pressure. You will come back another day," because they told us, don't spend more than 15 minutes, get out of there and send the person for tests. So I sent him for tests and they checked him. He was positive. The next thing I heard was he was admitted to hospital and they sent me, he never made it out of there. So some people have it and they don't even know. That's what I'm saying. So take it serious. Why should you get it? Get it. Because the fact that you are not sick doesn't mean you don't have it. Some people have it, they don't know. And we don't know who is going to get it seriously or severely. So if we don't know, the more reason you should get it and give yourself a chance. And then, and then you don't want to spread it. You don't want to spread it to the people you love, to your friends, and things like that. Because you might not get sick. How about the person you give it to? So please get it. It does help to protect and then create that ability of your body to be alert to fight coronavirus so that it doesn't take hold. So we have the Pfizer, we have the Moderna, and then we also have the AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca, that's the one they're giving in England, those ones do have a dead virus in it, or some part of the virus that is inactivated. That is the way vaccine is usually made. So some people are saying, oh, that's the one they want, the one that has the dead virus, the way the virus has always been made. Okay, get a vaccine, please. And then there is the one from Russia. The one from Pfizer is 95% effective. The one from Moderna is 95% effective. The one from AstraZeneca, the one in England, is 60 to 90% effective. And the one from Russia is 92% effective. There's a new one coming now, the one for Johnson & Johnson. We're just talking about it yesterday. It's like 60% effective. But the flu shot we take every year, do you know it's not up to 50% effective? And yet it protects a lot of people. Can you imagine what feat the human being had performed? Can you imagine what God has put in our hands to be able to heal ourselves? We all pray for healing. Do we know how God is going to heal us? He's done so now. Go get yours. Healing is available. Okay? And how long does immunity last? 2 to 3 years. And then they said in the future, it might just become like flu shots every year, because we don't know, this virus keeps changing. And that's what happens to flu. It keeps changing. That's why we keep getting new vaccine every year. So now I'm going to the voices. Okay. One of the loud voices out there is that there's microchips in the vaccine. And that when you get the vaccine, they will implant microchip in you, and government will be monitoring you everywhere you go. Okay, I want to say that that is false. Where people got the idea from was when they were talking about this vaccine and stuff like that. There was a manufacturer of syringes that volunteered, that said he wanted the contract to be able to load his syringes with the vaccine, and his syringes are high tech, and that the syringes will be able to tell when the vaccine is expired. The syringes will be able to tell when the vaccine is administered, and the syringes will be able to tell if the vaccine is counterfeit or not. And the way the syringes will be able to tell that is because the syringe is fitted with a microchip. Okay, not the vaccine. The syringe is fitted with microchip. And you know how that will sound in the ear of somebody that is not scientifically disposed. So syringes became vaccine. Syringes are the things that load the vaccine. The vaccine is the liquid in the syringe and has no microchip. But even that company didn't get that contract. But the damage was already done. All over the internet, they're going to implant microchip in your system, and people will be able to monitor it. But that's not the truth. The truth is the vaccine has no microchip. But again, that syringe was not done. I see the bottles where the vaccines come from. I see the nurses draw the vaccine with not that syringe. The syringe that was fitted with microchip was already preloaded. They just take it and shoot you. But they didn't get that contract. Okay? So there's no microchip in the syringe. The other problem that people are talking about, the other voices, is that there's 666, and that Bill Gates has something to do with it. Okay. So Bill Gates has a patent in a wearable technology, like you wear a watch and the watch can say something about your body activity. Some of us have the Fitbit. Some Fitbit can monitor your heart, okay? It's something like that. And the patent number of that wearable technology is W02020060606061. And somebody just lifted the 3 sixes in this long number and says there's 666 in that patent number. It must be the 666. And that has something to do with this vaccine. So that has been debunked as well. The third one is that the vaccine will change our genes. That is the genetics of your body. Some people say it's gonna turn all of us to corona. I'm still here, I haven't turned to corona, I've gotten 2 of it. So, and it's because half knowledge is bad, half knowledge is so bad. The man who was talking about this is called a natural doctor, you know, this Oyibo herbalist. Yeah. So these people are like herbs and stuff like that, which I have nothing about. I've told you about ginger and stuff like that. I mean, they are food that are healing food. This man may have read science, but his science didn't get deep enough. You remember the message that I told you that is in the vaccine that tells your body to make a certain protein that your body recognizes and then builds up its alertness? It's called RNA, ribonucleic acid. This RNA does not get into where your genes are. It doesn't get into the nucleus of your cell. RNA stays outside where it makes the protein. And as soon as the protein is done, RNA is degraded by your body. Your body breaks it up and recycles it. It doesn't stay there. So that thing in the vaccine that goes into your body already eliminated it. It's not there. But this guy that wrote the thing online that was saying your genetics is going to change, they already pulled it down. You won't find it because it's a false something. They pulled the stuff down already. He's the one that said this thing changes your genetics. It doesn't have anything to do with your genetics. I had a patient, a Black person like me, came to me and I said, have you gotten your shot? She said, no. I said, why? He said, oh, they said there are white people embryo in it. You know, it's all, they say. You never can say, where did they, who said it, and how did they get it? So there's a lot of voices out there, but I want to add my voice, but I hope mine will make sense to you. And again, you can go and Google online, but be careful. A lot of information out there that if you don't know what it means, you can call up people that you know are in that field that you trust. So I'm going to stop. I don't know if I've used up my time, but I hope I have helped a little bit in this vast problem that we all are facing.
We have one question here for Dr. Falola. Question says, it's from Reverend Yinka Deyemo. It says, why is there need for deep freezing if there are no live virus in the vaccine? And number 2, what are the side effects of the vaccine?
Okay, yeah, I will start with number 2. I mentioned some of the side effects: fever, muscle ache, fatigue, and well, it has to be deep freezed or deep frozen, whichever you like. It has to be deep frozen because it's a kind of protein that is very unstable. It gets, like I said, when it gets into the body, once it does what it has to do, it gets degraded, it's gone. So in order to make sure it gets into the body to do what it has to do, is to prevent it from being degraded. That's why it has to be frozen, very cold. So let me also look into my write-up so I can best answer some of the side effects: fatigue, headache, chills, muscle pain, joint pain, but these are not severe at all. Within 1 or 2 days, it should be gone. Well, is that helpful?
I believe it goes to the heart of the question that was asked, but the person that asked it from African Evangelical, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah. The follow-up will be, apart from this fatigue and so, is there any long-term effect of the vaccine?
No, because the vaccine, the messenger itself is gone within minutes. Within minutes, your body has recycled it. It doesn't hang around. The RNA, it doesn't stay.
Okay.
Once it induces the manufacturing of the protein that stimulates your body to build immunity, that thing disappears. That's why there's no basis for people thinking it's going to change your genetics. It's no more there, it's gone. Anything that is left in your body is what your body manufactured as a result. That's it.
Okay.
And I have another hand raised, and Sister Deborah Labode, if you would please unmute yourself and ask your question.
I'm also in the medical line, Dr. Falola, and I have tried my best to talk to friends to take this vaccine. Some of them will keep on telling me that it depends on my faith. If I don't, faith is different. If you have faith in God, you won't take the vaccine and God is going to take care of you, this and that. You know, in my medical perspective, I try to let them know that even though you have faith, God gave us a wisdom, that this wisdom is for us and the scientists, people, to provide us this vaccine and for the vaccine to work on us. Is there any other thing I can do, you know, to talk or to encourage other people? Because to me, it's like ignorance. And they know about these things, and I know what is going on in the world, how people are dying, but I'm still, you know, I still can't get to them, to some of them, to take the vaccine.
Dr. Falola?
Yes. Well, I think I'm learning a lot from what is happening to the society at large. Some of the stuff that I'm learning, I already know, and some I don't. One of it is that it's not very easy to change people's mind. It's a very difficult thing. So I think what I would suggest is keep saying it and figure out another way of saying it and try to encourage them, because we see what's going on in the society at large. Some people have a worldview that is so parallel to reality that there's no way it will take God to break through that. So you're saying yours, but other people's mind, they see life and they see faith in a very different way, that it will take God to break through. So it's not your fault. It's not that you're not saying the right thing. It has to come with a change of mind. And how that is going to happen, I don't know. Because we all have seen a lot. And you can't just, it's not easy to just blame them. Again, I say it depends on their world view, their perspective of what they think faith is. For these people, the only reality is what they believe. You are on the wrong. Your reality is the one that is wrong. So I don't know if I can help you. You know, but you just go ahead and say it and don't feel offended if they don't believe you, because it's a hard thing to change people's mind. You just pray for them. That's all I would say.
This has been a production of the Joint Ethnic African Baptist Churches of Texas, JEABCOT. Thanks for watching and sharing with others.